This episode is brought to you by Ariston Specialties in Bloomfield, Connecticut, makers of amazing olive oils and other Greek delights. Check them out online at aristonspecialties.com. That's Ariston, Ariston, specialties.com. Italian summer burgers on the grill. You can now find our fresh editions of the Fooch Moose Party at our podcast home, which is now faithmiddleton.com. The All-Stars are here, which makes me so happy. And so I'm going to be, I can't wait to hear what they're going to say. And I'm going to be telling them, as far as my recipe goes, about my Italian caprese turkey burger. And that is on the grill. And I can't wait to hear their experiences. There is only one rule on this show, and that is no pasta.
Yay.
Okay, so this is a little different. This is a little different. Okay. So let's hear ideas from, say, Chris Prosperi of Metro Beast Restaurant.
Yeah, Chris.
In Simsbury, Connecticut. Do you have anything?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, let me think about this.
It was like thinking about this when you sent the topic, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's too big a topic. I mean, and is it Italian, Italian-American? So I'm going with my favorite Italian/American style food, and that is the Stromboli. Have you ever made Stromboli?
No.
Oh my gosh,
it.
it is so
Not
good,
made it.
and it's super easy. So Stromboli is an American-Italian pizza kind of dish made with pizza dough. It was actually, they traced the origins to Philadelphia.
Wow.
So makes me like it even more.
Wait a minute. Is this a thing that's enclosed?
Yes. It's kind of like what's the calzone thing?
Yes.
Yes. But this one's rolled instead of just folded over. So you start with pizza dough, and everyone who knows me knows I don't make there's a few things I never make. Pie dough's one of them. Any dough is one of them, right? So I don't make pizza dough. If I need pizza dough, I go to my favorite pizza shop, which is right down the street from me, and I say, hey, can I just get a pizza dough? But now you can even buy pizza dough in the supermarket. So get your pizza dough. And I usually tell people when they use pizza dough, let it sit out for a little while. It's just easier to roll when it's room temperature. So you let it sit out, and then I flour a work surface and I just roll it out. It doesn't have to be like paper thin. Just roll it out with a rolling pin. Again, nothing fancy. Then what you do is you layer stuff on it. So I'm doing prosciutto, salami. I'm going to do some mortadella, which is the Italian bologna, then provolone cheese, right? Maybe a little mozzarella and some Parmesan, drizzle extra virgin olive oil, and then you roll it like a pinwheel, right? So can you envision that? So you've got it covered, you've got your pizza dough covered with this stuff, and then you start at one end and you just basically roll it. You tuck the ends over a little bit, and then I put it on parchment or foil covered baking dish, and then I just drizzle a little olive oil on top and maybe a sprinkle of sea salt and pepper on top.
Man.
And then it goes in a 400-degree oven. I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes until the interior, the cheese is all melty and gooey. Then I take it out of the oven. I let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then you slice it into slices. And this is the best part. Heat up a little tomato sauce, can be canned or jarred or whatever, on the stove, and you use that for dipping.
Yeah.
So it's like pizza that you eat with your hands, that you dip in the tomato sauce. And I tell everyone this is 100% true. If you're going to make it, don't make one, make two. Yeah. Because I don't care. You never have enough with one. You have to make two.
Yeah.
I'm making it this Sunday, and I'm serious.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
You're serious this time?
My watch party. Honestly, my basketball watch party. I am making that.
Okay. Wait a minute. Now, you know what? As you were describing this, I realized, I have heard of Stromboli, and as you're describing it, I'm thinking, yes, I know what this is. And then all of a sudden I thought, I've never thought this before. It's exactly like a burrito.
Totally. Or a rolled burrito. Like
burrito.
Like if you would take the burrito and roll it like a pinwheel.
Yeah, more like a jelly roll.
Or like a jelly roll, like a meat jelly. How about a meat jelly roll?
I was thinking that, you know how some of these pizza places have breadsticks with sauce and stuff?
Yep.
What a waste.
Yeah.
Yes.
What a waste.
Yeah.
Bring me a Stromboli, man. Give me some
Oh,
meat.
the Stromboli is so good. So,
Oh boy, I
yeah.
like that.
And
I
it's
like
fun.
this.
And if you have kids, I mean, who doesn't like eating with their? I mean, I'm not a kid, but I love eating with my hands.
Yeah.
It's why I love pizza so much. You
And
know,
dipping.
it's just and having something to dip it in.
I know.
And you can like Joanne said, you can take this anywhere you want. You can do a vegetarian
Sure.
one. You can just do like
Wow.
sun-dried tomatoes and some garlic and
Anything on
maybe
pizza.
artichokes. Yeah, and roll that up. Yeah, totally.
So do you put a slit in the top or a few slits in the top before you bake it? Or is that like a
I
sausage
don't, but
roll?
you can if you want to let. Yeah, no, I don't do that. I mean, I guess it would help letting some of that steam, but I don't put anything too wet, right?
Right,
It's
right.
just it's just the meats, a little drizzle of olive oil, some sun-dried tomatoes, which
great.
are dry, and then and again, this is like pizza, less is more, so you don't overstuff it. So thin layer, right?
Yeah.
So a couple, like just a thin layer of prosciutto, then a thin layer of salami, mortadella, provolone, and then parm and roll.
Oh,
Oh
sounds
my
so
God,
good.
that's killing me.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm telling you.
I gotta say this. You know, when I think of Italian, there's pasta somewhere involved. You know, or
Always.
there's risotto, and it's
Yeah.
like, and I was thinking this time. I thought, well, what happens if we don't do pasta? What's going to come up during our show? What are people going to do that's Italian?
That's
But
right.
no pasta.
Yeah.
And so, Chris, you started with a really good one.
Yeah,
And we're gonna
Stromboli.
now go to the others. And I've got my caprese
Oh, I'm
turkey
excited.
thing. That's coming
Yeah.
up. That's coming up later. So okay. So Joanne, go.
First of all, Chris, the first Stromboli I make, I know I'm going to overstuff it. It's just going to be one of those things that you have to go through.
I know.
You have to go through overstuff. It's the cheese will ooze out the
It'll be
ends because you put
all
too
on
much
it,
cheese
like-
in it.
That's a shame, isn't it?
You'll learn. But that's oh my god, that's the best cheese to eat. Oh,
Of course.
It'll be all over the tray.
I can't wait.
Crispy cheese.
Okay,
So, well, you said easy without pasta. Eggplant parm. Now,
Yeah.
is
One
it
of my
Italian?
favorites.
I think it is, but I didn't research the heritage.
Yeah. It is.
So it's time consuming, but it's very easy. And it's one of those meals that I love because you can do it ahead of time or like, so you have to sweat the eggplant. I get like 3, sometimes 4 because I end up eating the baked eggplant before I put it in. So you just slice the eggplant and you have to let it sweat. So you put salt on each side, let it sweat. They say for an hour. So if you can, wait that long and then dry it off and a simple egg wash with breadcrumbs and parm. So just egg, breadcrumbs and parm on both sides. Bake it at 400, like 10 minutes each side. Unbelievable. I cannot not eat that when it comes out of the oven. But you can do that the day before. As then you make a sauce. And when I say make a sauce, I'll do onions and garlic because I want the house to smell really great.
Oh, yeah.
And then just add crushed tomatoes, a can of diced tomatoes, and then whatever jar of spaghetti sauce that you love,
Right.
or red sauce. And then, cook it, cool it down, a handful of basil. There's your sauce, right?
Yeah.
So pretty easy. You can do that ahead of time as well, even a day ahead of time. And then you just layer it in a 13 by 9 Pyrex baking dish. You put sauce down. You put those beautiful eggplant. And then I buy this already sliced mozzarella.
Oh, yeah.
And layer that.
Easy.
The parm. And then just keep going. Sauce, eggplant, mozzarella.
Oh, so you make it
parm.
multi-layers. Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
like
Oh,
three layers. But you know what? Everyone loves it, so I end up giving it away.
It sounds wonderful.
It's so easy. And then at 400 degrees, like 30 minutes, it's just until it's warm. Nothing really, or melts. Delish.
You know what's great about that? Leftovers.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
better. It's better the next
Better
day.
the next day.
So, Joanne, I had this friend, Mrs. Quiello, who lived on Worcester Street in New Haven, which is the Italian street.
Yeah.
And she would, she knew this was my favorite thing that she made. And so her daughter and I were dear friends. And so I'd go over there and they'd either make it for me or she'd give it to Rose to give to me. Except She put beef in her eggplant parmesan. It was unbelievable.
Do you mean in the sauce or
in the sauce? Yeah.
In the sauce.
Yeah.
Like a bolognese.
It was really like
bolognese.
sort of. Yeah.
I've also heard people put like spaghetti squash on the bottom too. Like how filling do you really need it to be?
Yeah.
But you want everybody's belly to feel full.
Oh, wow.
So we're gonna take a fast break, and we'll be right back to you. And Carl's got his dish that he wants to talk about. And then right after that, I'm going to be talking about my special Italian burger. Okay, we'll be right back. Our Food Schmooze podcast is now located at faithmiddleton.com, just because it's easier to spell, it's easier to find. And I'm with the all-stars, and we're having a good time already because we're talking about Italian food without pasta, because we always make it with pasta. What if we don't? What is that going to turn out to be? So we're going to go to Carl Franklin now.
Hey.
He's in Quaker Hill, Connecticut. So, Carl,
yes.
I'm really interested to hear what you're going to do.
Okay. Well, this is great. As soon as you said that, I knew exactly what I was going to talk about. This actually I first had in Florence, in Tuscany, Italy. And I was there because Emmy, my daughter, who actually did the logo for the website, right?
For our website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was an au pair for a couple in Florence that had a baby, a newborn baby, and they both worked at the Antinori Vineyards, which is why I had a glass.
Oh my God, I went there. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah.
Good wine.
Oh yeah.
Boy, yeah.
So we went walking, exploring Siena, and we came upon what looked like a meat store. Meats and cheeses hanging in the window.
Love that.
And I said, I want to go there. So we walked in. She knew just enough Italian to say, my father wants something good, something like that. And they had on the counter a porchetta. Now, if you live around here and you've been to Stop and Shop, Orsini's used to sell what they called a porchetta, but it was just a marinated piece of pork butt, right? A real porchetta is a pork belly with herbs and stuff that's rolled. It's like the Stromboli of pork, right, Chris?
Yes. Yeah, we're on the same page.
Oh, yeah. It's rolled up with herbs and stuff, and then it's cooked, and the outer skin gets really crispy. So think of like a roll with a crispy skin and delicious pork inside. Now, I'm going to tell you a recipe that I found online from these guys. The YouTube channel is Sous Vide Everything.
Oh.
And they do a lot of tests of different types of meats and temperatures and stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so sous vide literally means under vacuum. And essentially you're going to take some sort of meat or some sort of food, doesn't really matter, and vacuum seal it so it's tight. And then you're going to put it in a water bath that is kept at a particular temperature. And so they make these, the Nova precision cooker was the first real commercial consumer product. And now they have all sorts of them. You can get them for less than $100 at Best Buy or Walmart or whatever. And you can just put it in a pot of water. But I have one of the ones that has a tank so that it can hold big things like this.
Do.
Yeah, because
you've seen his kitchen.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You start with a pork belly. You can use an entire pork belly, which is like almost 2 feet long if you can get it. If you don't want that much, because that's going to make a really big one, right? You can get them like a foot square. It just depends on where you get them. But it's got to be like complete. Like it's got to look like an unfinished slab of bacon, right? With the skin. So you're going to get some thyme and some sage and some rosemary and some chopped garlic and some lemon zest. Here's the trick. You got to cut it lengthwise. So you have to, I would think of it like butterflying it. If it's down on the table, you're going to cut it horizontally so that the meat or most of the meat comes off, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're going to fold it over. And now now it's double size and one side is just meat. You follow me?
Uh-huh.
All right. So you're going to score the inside of it with a knife. You're going to make scores in there. And then you're going to rub all that salt and thyme, sage, rosemary, garlic, lemon zest, maybe some cracked black pepper in there.
Good stuff.
Olive oil, right? You rub that in and you roll it meat first, right? So that the skin's on the outside. You tie it up. Now you're going to tie it literally with butcher's twine so it doesn't fall apart. So you're going to cook it at 165 Fahrenheit for at least 24 hours. You could go 48 hours. It's not going to make it less of anything. And it's not going to overcook because it keeps it at that temperature.
Slow cooking, right?
Yeah, slow and accurate. Like it's never going to go higher than the temperature you set it at. So any chemical reactions that happen over that temperature just don't happen. Now you take it out, you remove the juice for a pan sauce. Just snip the plastic over. All right, so it's very important that you dry it off. And then you're going to completely cover it with salt and refrigerate it for a day, 24 hours.
Wow.
And you remove the salt, wipe it down with a damp towel and dry it again. And you're going to broil it for about 30 minutes at 450. And that skin is going to get crispy. But if it doesn't get crispy, you can always torch it, right?
That's why I torch in the kitchen.
You mean like a creme brulee?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Take a creme brulee torch and bubble that skin.
Oh, gee. I mean, is anyone going to do this? I don't know. Let me see.
Carl, think Chris just did
lazy. I feel lazy now with my recipe. I went to the pizza place next door, got some dough and threw some stuff in it and rolled it and chucked it in the oven.
I tell you,
I'm the best.
You take a slice of this, you put it on a plate, you pour some Italian wine. There's nothing better. A little olive oil on top.
Oh.
So if you can't remember all those steps, just go to faithmiddleton.com, look for this show, which is 34, and the recipes will all be listed there. I'll show you pictures, and I'll even link to the sous vide guys.
All right.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, we're doing these Italian recipes, no pasta for a change. And just to get me in the mood, Carl is drinking his wine. Yeah. And I can see him on my little interior camera, and he's driving me crazy because my dog Bon is here on the show with us, and I just had to dash out through the magic of radio. We erased that part, but I had to dash out because he was whining like, I've got to go out. And so,
right as you were taking your headphones out, we said, don't forget your wine, which is across the room.
He said, don't forget your wine, which is a Vina Alberti, and it's a Rioja. It's Spanish, so it doesn't really fit with our topic. But in any case, I love it.
Still good.
And it's over on the other side of the table. I can't reach it. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing.
Just out of reach.
Here's what I wanted to do, something so simple, because sometimes I have people over for lunch and I think, what can I make them? And I usually do these kind of simple things, but they have good flavors, at least to me. So it's kind of selfish. And then, so mine this time is a turkey burger caprese. So it's caprese style. That means a thick slab of mozzarella cheese is going to be involved in this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yes.
So first, you don't have to do this. You could do it on the stovetop. But I love to take cherry tomatoes, put them on a sheet pan with a bunch of olive oil and some salt and pepper, and just throw them on there and throw them in the oven for like 350 degrees. And until I keep checking them until they're about 20 minutes and they get all kind of bubbly, a little bit crunchy. And I take that out and then I'm going to have ground turkey. And then I mix that, it's all chopped up. I mix it with a little basil and then I make them into patties. And I'm holding aside the tomatoes. And then, this has olive oil in it and some balsamic vinegar. And so then I add, you can, if you want, add slices of green olives, because it would be, you could add Joann's and my favorite, which is anchovies,
Ooh,
melted
yeah.
anchovies. But, whatever, if you want a few other things that you like the taste of. And then, you've cooked the burger and you slice the mozzarella so that it's I like it kind of thick. And then you dump on top of that, you stack it. You dump on top of that the roasted tomatoes. You've got the turkey. You've got, whatever else you want. I'm going to do olives, put that in there like that. And if you want bread, you can do it, top and bottom so that it's a burger, which is how I described it. But if you don't even want bread or you can't have it for some reason, you don't have to do it. Just stack this stuff up. And it is so, how turkey is kind of bland?
Mm-hmm.
This is so delicious because
Adds
it's got
the flavor to it.
Yeah.
chopped basil inside the turkey.
Nice.
Absorbs those flavors. Mm.
Yeah, like a
getting
sponge.
hungry.
There you go.
I hate to admit this, but this is a fact. And I've had Worcestershire sauce on our table growing up all the time.
Worcestershire sauce.
Mm.
Yep.
I
same
just
here.
found out this week that there's anchovies in it.
Anchovies
And I
in
could not believe it.
Worcestershire sauce. Yes,
I
that's what
couldn't
it is. It
believe
tastes so
it.
good.
I had to look at the ingredients
Yeah.
because it's always in my refrigerator. And it's like,
Yeah.
seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
No
so
kidding.
good too.
It's so
Hey,
good. But
did anybody have
So good.
A1 sauce growing up?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Totally.
Oh,
I
that
still have
was-
it in my fridge. I still have it in my fridge here.
I can't live without A1 sauce.
We keep a bottle just for certain customers that when they come in and have a steak, want A1.
Oh, I know. I
And-
never
and-
did
and
that because I...
There's no substitute. There's nothing else that tastes like it.
No, that's true. I grew up in a Scottish family and in an Italian family. It's kind of a long story, but anyway, I did. And in the Scottish family, we would go to a Scottish bakery in Manchester, Connecticut. It was all Scottish pastries and Scottish pies, which were kind of pork pies and stuff.
Deep fried Mars
And
bars.
then if we didn't have, if we didn't have A1 sauce, it would be like criminal.
Yeah.
And then we poured the A1 sauce on the top of the Scotch
Love it.
pie. and-
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
wow.
so good.
Here's a little
Super
quick
unique flavor.
Here's a little quick tip for you. If you're making a stew, like a beef stew, and you want to really bring some umami flavor,
Yeah.
yes, garlic, yes, tomato paste, but add anchovies to that mix.
Yes.
A couple of anchovies, and because the
Yeah,
glutamates,
no one even knows it's
Yeah.
there.
you won't even taste it, but the
I
glutamates
know.
bring
I
out
love
the
using
yumminess.
it.
Hey, but do you
Yeah.
feel this? I used to say those words just like you, Carl. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, oh my God, what if somebody is allergic to fish?
Well, then they wouldn't do that, I think.
Well,
I would
then,
hope
you have
so.
to
no, but
always
you
know your
don't know.
guests.
You don't,
No,
you
they
don't
have
say
to
to
tell
every
you.
Yeah,
Well, they should, but then not all people do.
right.
I'm thinking I have to tell them because I don't want to tell them because they can't taste that.
Well,
But if they're allergic, it's
Kelly, my wife, is allergic to onions.
ooh, that's a tough one.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not that she'll
Wow.
have an anaphylactic episode, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just upsets her stomach to the point where she'll
Yep.
be in the bathroom all day.
Food sensitivities.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So every time we go out, she says, "Can you make sure there's no onions?" And they do,
uh-huh.
Yeah. And if there
That's
are onions,
good.
she won't order it.
Yeah. I have a friend who's allergic to garlic, which I think is
Ooh,
a
that's
tragedy.
a tough one too because that's in everything.
I don't know what I would do if I was allergic.
Every
Yeah, allergic to
recipe
garlic.
starts with onion and garlic.
Onion and garlic.
If I was going to sell my house and I was going to
Yep.
show it, I would put onions, garlic, olive oil, mushrooms,
In a
and salt
pan.
in a pan and
And
have
walk
that
around. Yep.
perfectly cooked by the time they
Yep.
walk in the door. And they
So
go,
never,
And just
never,
the
mi-
aromas.
smells like home. I'll take
never
it.
mind the, what else would you do? The biscuits,
cookies,
the
right?
cookies.
Right,
The
yeah.
cookies or just
No,
put
garlic's
cinnamon,
better.
Apple
boil
pie.
cinnamon.
Yeah, most people would make an apple pie, right? And get that.
Yes.
But I would be
Garlic's
cooking
much
garlic.
better. Garlic's
I
much
wouldn't
better.
make an apple pie. I would just boil some
Oh,
cinnamon and allspice.
cinnamon,
Come on.
cloves, allspice.
Yeah, but the minute I came in and I smelled that smell, I would say something's going on here.
Yeah, they're hiding
Something,
something.
something's
That's why I
wrong.
think garlic's
Something's
better.
wrong with this house.
Yeah, I mean, and you've
trying to
been to my
trick me.
kitchen now, so if you walk in and you
Yes.
see that kitchen, that's a selling point. So somebody who's a chef
Yes.
or a cook is going to
Oh,
want
yeah.
that. So therefore, I think they'd be more bowled over by
Yeah.
garlic.
Yeah, no, okay.
Agreed.
I'm okay. I'm with you.
All right.
All right. Well, this is so fun.
Yeah.
Always.
Bye, Bon Bon, sleeping over there now.
Oh, now he's
Good
sleeping.
boy. Now
Yeah.
he's sleeping. I've loved doing this with you folks, and meaning not only you as listeners, but the all-stars here, and that's Chris Prosperi and Carl Franklin and Joanne Church and me. And so we'll see you next time at faithmiddleton.com next week, okay? Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Waiting for the summer to come.